started feeling a negativity every time I turned on one of his videos. And that's partially why I stopped watching Asmongold. Because when you're not giving the effort to try to evaluate those other sides some of the time, then I think you devalue your stance all of the time. One of the things that I was thinking about recently, and I subconsciously, it's pretty commonly known that social media is just ridiculously negative, and it's the sensationalist, scare tactic, aggravating, anger driving bullshit that does the best on social media, gets the most impressions, the most engagement. We got to keep the fear machine rolling, right? And this thing is happening in every aspect of life, whether it be gender empowerment, whether it be trans empowerment, whether it be, just any marginalized person, getting representation turns into this, like, let's just take it to the sensationalist max. So it's either you're a piece of shit for not wanting to buy games where they are clearly going out of their way to defeminize women. If a game has a character with a female who's attractive, but she's got a little bit more muscle tone, then all of a sudden this is a woke-ass studio, male jawline, and blah, blah, blah. But the reality is it's never one of these two extremes. The reality is somewhere in the middle. It's not black and white. There's a whole big gray area, but we forget that. And also, that information doesn't sell. That all plays into the Asmongold situation. Here's a dude that I don't think is a bad guy. I think he's a nerd. He's not an idiot. But he sits in this echo chamber of his chat and, the topics that he covers. He has people that give him stuff that he should react to. He's not going out and searching out this information. So he's basically being fed intelligently shit that will get the most clicks from his reactions. Smart, but he's only getting these negative things to react to. He's not getting a taste of any other information. And it doesn't matter in what aspect of life you're dealing with. This is how you get stuck in your ways. And I think everyone can relate to that. I mean, I think any person over the age of 30 can remember when they realized that, like, most of their opinions that they have were opinions that they inherited from their parents. Some people are fine with that. Some people are like, yeah, I inherited it and that's fine. That's just what I believe. And some people, when they have that realization, they're like, oh, maybe I need to figure out my own opinion. And so that begins a journey. But you're never going to realize how one-sided and unfair your opinions are until you start to accept other information. And that's partially why I stopped watching Asmongold. Because I started feeling a negativity every time I turned on one of his videos. And that's fine sometimes. Sometimes some things are going to make you feel negative, but it's like every time. And it was always just the most simple reasoning behind it. And that's when you know that you've lost the nuance of the topics that you're covering, and you're just going for that easy, oh, this person's being too woke, this person's doing this. And there's just more to it a lot of times. But when you're not giving the effort to try to evaluate those other sides some of the time, then I think you devalue your stance all of the time. You're right, Fairy Kitty. As someone with a following as large as his, there's some responsibility. I don't know. I guess the question is it his responsibility? Is it anyone's responsibility to ever... Is it anyone's duty to try to encourage people to act a certain way that you think is better? It's the very thing that it's at points rallying against. All right, I need to get the bleeding to stop. I need to get the bleeding to stop. Thank you. There are nuanced ways to have a conversation. And I think that if your audience has that ability to understand nuance, then I think as an intelligent person providing content in a certain way as Asmongold does, then I think there is a bit of a responsibility. And the capability is there too. So any failure to do a more nuanced approach to your arguments really is just you being part of the problem that you're rallying against, just on the other side of things. So my point is, I can empathize with Asmongold. And I do, people are going to say, oh, well, he didn't really apologize. He never said, I'm sorry. What the f do those words mean without context? It's so easy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Really easy to say it. A lot of times people say those words without feeling the feeling, and so they're just there to make you happy. Placating words. I can respect someone who doesn't want to say the words I'm sorry and wants to just say, you know what, I'm gonna show you with my actions. Now, will he? Sure, maybe. Or not. I have no way of predicting the future there. He seemed genuine enough, though.
I am Grade A. I play games. This is